The golden spaceship descended like a falling star over Marcus Webb's farmhouse. Its hull shimmered in the afternoon sun, impossibly beautiful against the dirt and grain fields of New Terre. Marcus stepped onto his porch, shielding his eyes. Two women emerged, radiant, regal, alien. One knelt before him. "You fed us when we were starving," she said. "Now we've come to repay the debt." 10 years ago, Marcus Webb lost everything. The plague swept through New Terra's frontier settlements without mercy. His wife, Sarah, died first. Their infant son, Jacob, followed 3 days later. Marcus buried them under the oak tree behind the farmhouse, then retreated into silence and soil. He worked his land alone, planted, harvested, survived, nothing more. One brutal winter evening, he found 2 girls hiding in his barn, alien, skeletal, terrified. Their species was unfamiliar, pale iridescent skin, silver eyes, fragile as glass. They couldn't have been older than 8 or 9 in human years. Marcus didn't ask questions. He brought them inside, fed them hot stew from the pot he'd made for himself, gave them blankets, let them sleep by the fire. They stayed 3 days. Then they vanished. He assumed the wilderness took them, added their ghosts to his collection. Now, a decade later, Marcus was 52, weathered, alone. His farm was modest, his days repetitive. He expected nothing from life but the next season, until the golden ship arrived. The 2 women who emerged were no longer children. They stood tall and elegant, dressed in flowing garments that shimmered like liquid starlight. Their skin glowed faintly, and their eyes, those same silver eyes, studied Marcus with intensity and warmth. "I'm Princess Lyra," the first said. "This is my sister, Princess Kaida. We are of the Kaelith sovereignty." Marcus blinked. The Kaelith were legends, an ancient, powerful empire that rarely interacted with humanity. Reclusive, untouchable. "I don't understand," Marcus said. Lyra knelt, her eyes level with his. 10 years ago, you found 2 starving children in your barn. You asked nothing, expected nothing. You simply fed us and kept us safe." Memory crashed over Marcus. The 2 girls, fragile, frightened. "That was you?" "We were exiles," Kaida said, her voice sharper, more direct. "Fleeing assassins who murdered our parents and tried to erase our bloodline. We hid on New Terre, alone, hunted. You saved us." Marcus shook his head. "I gave you stew. That's all." "You gave us hope," Lyra said. "After you, loyalists found us. We reclaimed our throne, rebuilt our empire. But we never forgot the human who showed mercy when we had nothing." Marcus felt the weight of their presence pressing down. "Why are you here?" "To honor a life debt. By Kaelith law, you saved royalty. You can ask for anything: wealth, power, territory, advanced technology. Name it, and it's yours." Marcus stepped back. "I don't want anything." Lyra's expression hardened. "Refusing a life debt is an insult to our culture. It could damage human-Kaelith relations. I don't care about politics. I did what anyone should do." "But you did it," Kaida said. "And that matters." Silence stretched between them. Marcus's hands trembled. He didn't want this. Didn't want their gratitude, their debt, their golden ship disrupting the numb rhythm of his life. "Leave," he said quietly. "No," Kaida replied. "I said leave." "We won't." Marcus's grief erupted. 10 years of silence cracked open. He roared, raw, primal, a sound torn from the depths of his loss. "I saved you because it was right. Not for a reward. Not for this. You think your gold will bring back my wife, my son? You think anything you offer will fix what's broken?" The words echoed across the empty fields. Lyra and Kaida stood motionless, not with fear, but recognition. Lyra stepped forward, her voice soft. Our parents were murdered in front of us. We watched our home burn, our people scattered. We were children, alone, hunted. She paused. We know grief, Marcus Webb. We know loss. But we also learned that honoring the living is how we remember the dead. Marcus's anger collapsed into exhaustion. He sank onto the porch steps. What do you truly want? Lyra asked. Not wealth. Not power. What do you want? Marcus's voice cracked. I want to stop surviving and start living. But I don't know how. Kaida knelt beside him. Then let us help. Not with gold. With purpose. Lyra extended her hand. Turn your farm into a sanctuary. For refugees. For orphans. For the lost and displaced. Let us provide resources, and you provide what you gave us: shelter, a hot meal, and hope. Marcus looked up, tears streaming down his weathered face. Make this place what it was for us, Lyra said. A haven. Marcus accepted. Over the following months, the Kaelith sovereignty transformed his farm. Advanced greenhouses, medical facilities, shelters. But Marcus insisted it remain humble-rooted in the simple act of sharing a meal. The first refugees arrived, human, alien, mixed species. Children who'd lost everything. Marcus taught them to plant seeds, cook stew, survive. His farmhouse filled with laughter for the first time in a decade. Lyra and Kaida visited often, not as distant royalty but as the sisters he'd saved. Marcus's grief didn't vanish. It transformed into purpose. He was no longer surviving. He was living. Years later, Marcus's sanctuary became a symbol across the frontier, a place where species boundaries dissolved over shared meals and mutual care. The Kaelith sovereignty publicly honored him as the farmer who taught an empire the value of kindness. Marcus dismissed the praise. But he understood now that the universe remembered small mercies, that humanity's strength wasn't conquest or technology, but caring when no one was watching. He stood under the oak tree where Sarah and Jacob rested, no longer haunted by what he'd lost, but grateful for what he'd found. One human's compassion can reshape the destiny of empires.